Imagine extending your life by just that much, 3 years, because you've done a little bit of exercise, a little bit of fitness. Hey there, Coach Devin here. You want to live longer? Exercise. Specifically, lift weights and do a little bit of cardio. I'm not even kidding. There's a new study out, and it shows what we all have kind of known up until this point. If you lift weights and you exercise, you're less likely to die. Not even joking. Before we get going, hit that like, that heart down below, please, and subscribe to this channel. And if you exercise and you found some things that help you to exercise better, or you've gotten over a serious injury or a serious medical issue because of exercise, let me know. I love to hear cool stories like this. I got over a staph infection, and exercise helped a lot with that. It was pretty serious. It was in my spine about a year and a half ago. And hit that bell down there as well. The bell lets you know when I make a new video. I make these videos because I'm trying to add good content out there. There's a lot of fake news in health and fitness. I want to add good, real, positive stuff out there. So please hit that heart, hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, comment. It helps with the algorithm. And let's share this with our friends. And hopefully more people will get healthy and fit. All right. Took some notes today. I was reading an interesting article yesterday on a study that talked about how you live longer if you exercise. Now, clients quite often say to me, Devin, cardio, yeah, I know I have to do cardio. But people usually, when they come to me, they're coming to me for weight loss. Most people come to me for weight loss. That is my thing. I help people get fit and lose weight. That's what I do. That is my baby. I love that. I love watching people change their lives and change everything about themselves. Is super cool. But most of them say, well, I better do more cardio. They know they have to eat better, and they're accepting of the eating better, and I can always help them with the eating better, but they always want to do, I got to do a lot of cardio. And it's funny because the facts don't really back that up, but if you really want to be healthy and you want to live longer, and that's what we're talking about, not dying young. Right? None of us here want to die young. I don't want to die young. I'm 48 years old. I prefer to live healthy and in a good shape for a long time, be able to do the things I want to do, grow old gracefully with my family. But there is a new study out, and the new study states if you do strength training between 30 and 60 minutes several times a week, 3 to 4 times in a week, you have 10 to 20% less likelihood of dying young. Now, when I'm talking about dying young, I am talking about all kinds of things. I'm not talking about, getting hit by a car. I'm talking about all the big ones. Cancer. You are less likely, up to 20% less likely to die of cancer. You are less likely to die of a heart condition. Not surprisingly, obviously. The stronger your heart is, more likely is you won't have a heart attack. But hey, 10 to 20% less likely to have a heart attack. That sounds like a good deal to me to do a little bit of strength training, right? You also are less likely to get diabetes. So less likely for diabetes, cancer, heart conditions, any of that stuff. You are less likely to die if you're lifting weights, somewhere between 10 and 20%. And you know what? Now, you might say, well, that's not a huge amount. 20% likelihood, I'll take that any day of the week. Because you know what? My grandmother used to say, when it's you, it's 100%. That's her favorite line. She's like, it might be 20%, but when it's you, it could be 100%. You never know. You just never know if you're going to be able to be healthy and fit long term. Most of us are going to get cancer at some point in our lives. I mean, that's statistically, you're likely to get it. Since you're likely to get cancer, and I'm probably even more because of the fact that my mom had cancer 4 times. She didn't die of cancer, though. She was tough. My mom did have cancer 4 separate times, and she lived through all of them. I'm likely to get cancer. I already had cancerous thing on my nose taken off, about not quite a year ago. So you know what? I already have that issue out there. So you know what? If I can take a 20% less likelihood of dying of cancer or dying of diabetes or dying of a heart condition, I'll take it. I'll take it right now. But if you add a little bit of cardio to that, it actually changes things up. So weightlifting on its own, resistance training, and that's what we're talking about, is resistance training, will drop your likelihood of dying young from a number of issues, from, like I said, heart attacks and cancer and diabetes and all that stuff, by somewhere between 10 and 20%, which is pretty good. But if you want them to get better, do a little cardio. And I'm not talking a ton, some. Any amount of cardio, 1 to 2 days a week even, will change that significantly. And it changes it this significantly. If you do 3 to 4 days of strength training and you do 1 to 2 days of cardio, the likelihood of dying of cancer, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, etc., drops somewhere between 40 and 60%. That means that the strength training helps and the cardio helps, but independently, both of them, the cardio will drop your likelihood by 10 to 15%. The strength training alone will drop your likelihood by 10 to 20%. But if they marry them up and you do both, you are much more likely to live a long time. 40 to 60% is significant. It is very significant. Those are big numbers. Like I said with my grandmother saying, with you it's 100%. Well, imagine getting a chance of 40% less likely to die because you do 4 to 5 days of something physical. You lift weights 3 days and you do 2 days of cardio. Imagine if it's 60% less likely to get cancer, diabetes, strokes, heart attacks. If you have a 60% less likelihood of dying from those things, you're gonna take that one? Heck, if I said to you tomorrow, look, give me some money and I 60% likelihood I'm gonna give you back double your money the next day, you're gonna take that deal because it's a good likelihood. 60% is a lot. It's amazing that cardio alone helps. Somewhere between 10 and 15%. If you do cardio, you will be less likely to die of all those serious things that we think about, like cancer, stroke, etc. If you do weight training, it's somewhere between 10 and 20%. You're less likely to get those things. But when you marry them up, when you put them together, it's somewhere between 40 and 60%. That means that strength training, resistance training, along with cardio is the secret sauce. That's the trick. That's what you want to do if you really want to get change and you really want to be healthy long term. You have to do both. Doing cardio alone won't do it. Doing strength training alone, it won't do it. You have to do both. But if you do both, you're much, much, much less likely, somewhere between 40 and 60%, of dying of all of those things. And who wouldn't take that one? I mean, come on now. You're not asking much, right? I'm not asking much. If you put a little bit of time and energy in, you're much more likely to live longer. And somewhere between 3 and 6 years longer. Now, I don't know where you were 3 years ago, but I can tell you 3 years ago, we didn't even know there was a pandemic. We knew nothing about the word. COVID-19 didn't even exist 3 years ago. So think about that one. Where were you 3 years ago? COVID didn't even exist. Where were you 6 years ago? Listen, COVID didn't exist. I didn't even know my wife. Well, I knew her. I'd met her. But you know what I mean? We weren't dating. And I've been with my wife like 5 years now. So that tells you a lot can change in 5 years. Would you like an extra 5 years? Would you like an extra 6 years? Or heck, an extra 3 years? Imagine what you were doing 3 years ago, 2019. 2019, before you knew about COVID, before you knew about social distancing, before you knew about wearing a mask. I mean, it seems like we've been doing it forever, but we haven't been. Imagine extending your life by just that much, 3 years, because you've done a little bit of exercise, a little bit of fitness. That's it. Resistance training and cardio. That's the secret sauce, guys. That's all you need to do. If you do those things, 40 to 60%, got a little bit messed up on that one, 40 to 60% less likely to die of all those things. Cardiac arrest, strokes, diabetes, cancer. Those are some big ones. I'd like to skip them if I could. Now, obviously, some people are going to still say, well, it's too much time. And you know what? To you can lead a horse to water, right? You can't make them drink it. Some people just don't care. But you know what? I think that's a pretty strong and good reason why we all should say, okay, hey, I'm going to take care of some things. I'm going to make sure I'm a little bit more healthy. I'm going to do a little bit. Heck, you spend as much time on Netflix or on your phone cruising social media as you could doing a little bit of cardio and a little bit of resistance training, and you can live a heck of a lot longer. Which one sounds like a better deal to you? I mean, seriously. Did you see anything on social media that was so awe-inspiring and so changing outside of this incredible YouTube video? I'm being facetious on that one. But have you seen anything out there that's really going to change your life? You're not. You're wasting time. And you know what? why not spend some time doing something that isn't a waste of time, like a little resistance training, a little bit of cardio, and it'll make you live longer. Living longer sounds good to me. You have comments, questions, things you want me to talk about, and if you're already working out and you've had a situation where you had cancer, or you had a serious health condition, write it up. I'd love to hear from you. I love hearing people get over those and those success stories. They're really cool. Have yourself an amazing day, everybody. Don't fight the awesome.